Welcome to Bills camp tonight. It's like a Bills report, only a whole lot longer. I'm Thad Brown, he's Prescott Rossi. We're not going to take any breaks, no commercials. We're just going to keep going until we get done with all the things we have to say about day 4 of Bills camp.
Yeah, and it was a humid one today. 4 straight humid days here at St. John Fisher College. The Bills have a team scheduled day off tomorrow. Some of the veterans had days off today. Saw Mitch Moore, saw Lorenzo Alexander in sweatpants. Credit to them, still getting the sweat on, but yeah, it was a hot day today. They were hanging out on the sidelines. Some guys starting to distance themselves, kind of putting, as the picture comes a little bit more into focus, other guys maybe taking a step backwards. But let's take a look at some of the video from earlier today. One player that I was particularly impressed with was Shaq Lawson. Here with the pads on for the second straight day, Lawson showed some impressive burst on the edge, broke up a couple plays in team drills. The defensive end says the game is slowing down for him now in his 4th season, and he's picking up knowledge every day. As for Josh Allen, of course, the questions with him every day. We want to know how he's doing. Allen working better with Cole Beasley. Trey White was on John Brown, so it was a bit quiet for Mr. Brown today. After practice, Allen spent 50 minutes signing autographs and posing for pictures. Allen says he tries to greet all of the kids he can.
Because I was that kid at one point in my life, and I looked up to, professional athletes. I wanted to be in their shoes, and it felt good when they showed their gratitude and waved to you. And I understand that the fan base of Bills Mafia, we're crazy, but I mean the youth is what I kind of look to, and I remember being that kid and having an athlete wave to me or sign an autograph for me, and I was just super ecstatic. So I try to do that for them.
Since we're already talking about Josh Allen, why not get into our daily look at his day? It's time to be just Josh, and here are the numbers from Allen's practice on day number 4. I'll tell you what, it was pretty good for the most part. Allen, his first throw was a pick 6 to Trey White. It was an ugly throw, that's right. But he finished 12 of 16 for the day, a 75% completion percentage. The touchdown was in a drill where the offense drives from the 35 going in, pretty solid play. Did not have these spectacular deep balls like he did yesterday, but I'll tell you what, for my money, this was Allen's best day of camp so far.
Yeah, I think the last 2 days have been very encouraging signs. And, I always view training camp as a time of, not necessarily being able to tell whether a player will be great, but we can figure out if a player doesn't have it. And, we look at the quarterbacks. Tyree Jackson is one who I think has really been struggling over this first week. Josh Allen looks very comfortable, and not that he didn't look comfy last year, but he especially looks assertive in his role, and the last 2 days have definitely cemented that.
Today was not perfect for Josh Allen. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
there were a lot of
I would say on
top
the whole
level
it
throws.
was kind of sloppy. 4 straight days of camp to open, or 4 straight days of
you mean the whole practice was sloppy?
The whole practice was a bit sloppy, but I thought Allen did show signs, and yeah, it's the first week.
Couple of really good throws. There was one down the sideline to Cole Beasley in a small window. He had Cam Phillips in a small window. 12 of 16. Look, that's a good day for Josh 75%. Allen. You're seeing the completions there at least. Now, on the other side of the ball, there's one guy who's been standing out, Kevin Johnson, who's really been pushing Levi Wallace to possibly be the number 2 starter at corner opposite Trey White. With Johnson, talent has never been the issue. The issue is something that I explored today. Is being injury prone a real thing? The Bills are testing that theory with Kevin Johnson, a talented corner who missed 29 games the last 3 years in Houston.
I think there's history, and that's the concerning piece in some of these cases, with Kevin in this case, and history sometimes foretells, future events, and that's what we have to be aware of.
I had injuries in the past in Houston. That's behind me, and I'm ready to work and get better.
The injuries may be behind him, but they aren't being ignored, especially the most recent issue, concussions. Johnson had at least 3 since 2017.
Tackling my head up, just being conscious of that, just playing with good technique.
Each guy's situation is a little bit different, and this guy has X, we're concerned about this, and let's get out in front of it.
When I'm out there on the football field, I'm playing football, so that's nothing that I think about while I'm playing.
Johnson signed with the Bills back in March, just days after the Texans released him. He was asked on Sunday whether that move was due at all to a need for a change of scenery. He flatly said no, adding that his confidence is still sky high, and nothing he's done with the Bills through the spring, the summer, and the first few days here at camp have done anything to dissuade that.
I think it's a classic case of a good football player, good person, highly competitive, and again, he's off to a good start making plays on the football.
And all of those experiences, that's what's making me, the person, the player I am today. I think it's making me mentally tough. Just going through, the things I've been through.
Maybe even tough enough to shed the injury-prone label. One of the other things for Kevin Johnson that works out coming to Buffalo, he's reunited with defensive backs coach John Butler. The two worked together Johnson's first 3 years in Houston. Johnson said of Butler today, when he teaches you, you can feel it. Now, I didn't ask him to explain that. I'm assuming it's good, but that's what he said about Butler. And either way, Sean McDermott said that Butler was a big reason why the Bills were able to land Johnson. He was a big part of the recruiting process.
Yeah, and I've noticed a few times he's made some plays and you go, oh, who is that? Kevin Johnson. And these are training camp practices. Who knows what they mean once the actual, bullets start flying, as they like to say. But if you're making an impact now, he's going to start pushing Levi Wallace for that starting job opposite Trey White. Now, training camp offers more to fans than just football. Today, they had a chance to show off their artistic side here at St. John Fisher College. It's all part of a Susan B. Anthony mural to honor the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. The group, quote, Art Force 5 is behind the mural, which will feature more than 150 tiles. It'll be out at Fisher again on Wednesday, so fans can put on the finishing touches before the mural is sent to the Susan B. Anthony House.
You need no talent whatsoever. We've had police officers, firefighters sitting alongside kids and teens with absolutely no artistic talent, and it's about the conversation. It's not about the quality of the art. It's not about the final product. It's about the process.
It's important to make sure that everybody remembers how important the steps were that allow us to get to where we are, particularly with women in the workplace, with women professionals, and the impact they're having in politics. Without Susan B. Anthony, none of these things would have been able to happen.
Yeah, that's well said, Greg. Now, for that and me, we're part of the Bills media. We cover the team. We're in it every single day. We're at the micro level when covering the Buffalo Bills. We don't really get the macro look because we don't cover the National Football League on the big scale. Fortunately for us, some members of the national media do stop by here at St. John Fisher College. We stopped one member of the national media today for his take on the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, and where this team is going moving forward. So here's Thad Brown with today's edition of Another Voice.
Stopped Adam Kaplan for a couple minutes here from SiriusXM NFL Radio. And Adam, when you come to this camp to see the Bills, what's the thing you're coming to see? What's the number one thing on your mind?
Well, they've had so much change here with the upgrades with the roster. I just want to see how it all meshes. So that's kind of why I'm here and what I want to look for as the days progress, and obviously today's practice where they're in pads. I like seeing that, and it's good because there's a sense of excitement here, which I thought might happen because everybody knows so much has changed and for the better.
What's your take on Josh Allen, second-year quarterback for the Bills? I mean, in this town, he is the bellwether guy. It seems like this team is going to rise and fall with him.
Look, that's part of it because the defense is so good. They're not going to have to score 30 points a game to win, but he needs to make a big jump in the accuracy. That was the challenge for him coming out of college, and now it certainly is last year. But you saw a lot of good things. Tremendous athlete, hard worker, cares, has the right mindset for Buffalo and Rochester here. I'm expecting to make a jump, and the good thing is that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott addressed the offensive line, signing 7 unrestricted free agents and talking to their coaches. There's a ton of competition in camp. There's depth. We haven't seen this kind of depth on the Bills' offensive line probably in decades. This is good, so it's going to be fun to watch this club this season.
Not only do the Bills add on the offensive line, but obviously a couple extra receivers, Cole Beasley, John Brown, Tyler Croft at tight end. Give me your assessment of how much better the pieces are around Josh Allen compared to last year.
Yeah, so at receiver, getting John Brown was one of the more premier deep threats in the league. I remember talking to John last season before Joe Flacco had his hip injury, and he said, look, I feel good. John had some injury issues in Arizona. He felt good. He looked good. Looked like he was going to have a career year until Flacco got hurt. Now you look at him here, he's healthy. They needed someone who could run last year. That was a big issue for them. Now they've got plenty of guys who could run, not just Foster. They got John Brown and Cole Beasley as a slot receiver. So you could see the upgrades here. For those of you who are coming to camp, it's apparent the first 5 minutes that you watch this football team, it's way better on paper at least.
Adam, where can people find your work or follow you on Twitter, social media?
Yeah, so it's Kaplan NFL, C-A-P-L-E-N, NFL, and also on Instagram, same name, and of course on SiriusXM NFL Radio, and some job announcements hopefully coming in the next couple weeks.
Interesting, a little tease for you right there. I listen to my SiriusXM NFL Radio all the time. You should too. Adam Kaplan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Pretty good endorsement of the Bills right there. Now today, Sean McDermott, after a day away from the media, was back in front of the microphone at the podium. He had a couple good nuggets on Cody Ford and Cole Beasley. Here is today's edition of Coach Speak.
I do like his mentality, which was not a surprise. It's what Brandon and his staff, part of the evaluation was that physical toughness, that mental toughness as well. And so I think early on, the early signs of that are there, and that's a critical piece. I like the fact that we were able to complete some of those passes down the field yesterday, and that's important for confidence. It's important for some of our rhythm on offense, and then to see John and Josh get off to a good start was good to see. I love his football intelligence. His dad was a coach, and he loves just being around the locker room. He's a gym rat, and I think that really bodes well for our team and the chemistry and what we're trying to be all about. I felt his presence around the pocket, which was good, and I liked his energy. So we just have to continue to, he has to continue to grow and have that growth mindset of, hey, what I did in college, I may not be able to do in the NFL.
We watch practice all morning long, and there are always things that catch our eye, both positive and negative. So this is the segment where we discuss that. We call it the high and the low. First, start with my high for the day, and for me it's Josh Allen. And not so much that he had a good day, 12 of 16, completion percentage, blah, blah, blah. It was the fact that he started with a brutal pick six. I mean, it might have been the worst throw of camp so far for him, and then answered by completing 12 of the next 15 and looking pretty good doing it. I like the way he bounced back. We talked yesterday about stacking practices. Look, this was not a superb practice, but a good one, a positive one after a positive one yesterday. So for me, my high is Josh Allen.
You know, you mentioned that pick six. Well, the person that picked that pass off was Trey White, who I would take as my high of the day. Listen, we know Trey White is a very, very good defensive back, but I think one part of his game that he could use a little bit more of is the ability to create turnovers. And if he starts doing that in 2019, he'll be entering himself into that sort of conversation among the elite, you know, defensive backs in the NFL. So for me, Trey White going into this season, I think his third year, an important year for him, a great showing today, could be a sign of great things to come.
My low for today is Robert Foster. Now, it starts with the fact that Foster dropped the pass early in practice. Now, after that, he was fine, wasn't terrible. But for me, the reason I bring this up is that Sean McDermott was asked about Foster today during his press conference. And McDermott said that he's a classic case of a guy who had some success year one, but needs to adjust year two. There weren't any nice things. Didn't say anything about how Foster had played well. It was just about the fact that he had to adjust, had to get better. To me, that's Sean McDermott sending a message to Mr. Foster that he is not living up to whatever the Bills expect of him so far. And this is a guy that really has not been among the top receivers. He's been significantly behind Beasley and Brown all of camp so far.
And this is a player who's also been cut by the Bills before. This is a player that needed that kind of fire, you know, under the tuchus, you know, last year when the Bills released him. Then he was on the practice squad and he bounced all over. Had a nice finish to the season, but you know, the Bills had to put that motivation into Robert Foster. And you know, we watch a lot of Sean McDermott press conferences. He says that you take notice. So, yeah, I think that's an excellent point for me. My not of the day is in the same position group, Zay Jones. And it may be a tad harsh, you know, because today he spent most of the day working with trainers. You know, you can't fault the guy for getting a little knock and injury. And, of course, you don't want to make it worse. We're only in the first week of training camp. But this is a very big season for Zay Jones, and he just hasn't been on the field, and he hasn't made the plays that kind of, you know, as we mentioned a moment ago with Kevin Johnson, go like, ooh, there's Kevin Johnson. Right. We haven't once said that about Zay Jones, especially not today. He has a little bit of a relationship with Josh Allen, more so than Cole Beasley, more so than John Brown.
Although it doesn't look like it on the field right now.
And it doesn't look like it right now, and those two players are playing well here at St. John Fisher College. So Zay Jones, for me, might be a little harsh, but I think, you know, he's someone that we need to see more from him. Now listen, honorable mention for my not. I thought about making it Dawson Knox for the third straight day.
No, you're not doing that.
But he tweaked his hamstring, you know, and again, it's early in camp. He should be fine. But he had an opportunity. You can't tweak your hamstring early in camp. Just messing with Dawson.
And Bills were short on tight ends today. Knox did not practice today.
They only had Tommy Sweeney.
Jason Kroon did not practice today.
So Tobridge, Lee Smith, those are your tight
ends.
ends.
Was getting first-team reps today.
Yeah,
I think he was as surprised as anybody. Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, hey, this was the first week of Bills camp. Still much of the offseason left. We haven't even reached the month of August. And what happens when we reach the final days of July and then into the month of August? Let's look at the schedule for Bills camp coming up. The Bills are off tomorrow. They have practice again on Tuesday, but that practice is closed to the public. They're back at it again on Wednesday. Another morning session, 9:45 a.m. Then Thursday, also a morning workout. Thursday, the team will be celebrating the 60th season of Buffalo Bills football.
Should be a whole lot of fun. There'll be face painting here and a whole bunch of other activities. Also celebrating the 100th anniversary of the NFL. And there'll be talk about, remember, Rochester, New York had a team 100 years ago, so that will be honored here at St. John Fisher as well. If you're coming out to practice on Wednesday, the weather should be nice. Actually, the forecast works out great for the fans at least. Tuesday's practice might be dicey. Storms are expected here in Rochester, but Wednesday should be gorgeous. If you're coming on out, you will enjoy yourself for sure. That will wrap up Bills camp tonight for this evening. Remember, no practice tomorrow, so no show tomorrow. We'll be back on Tuesday, 6:45, right here where you're watching us now, either online or maybe on the News 8 Facebook page. Until then, for Prescott Rossi, I'm Thad Brown. Thanks for watching Bills camp tonight. We'll see you again on Tuesday.